Everyone, welcome to the Deluxe Theater. This is the H-Town Orchestra's Juneteenth concert in celebration of Black Music Month. Thank you. I'm gonna start by giving a little bit of a backstory about what we're doing on this stage right now and who's right here on stage today. With the exception of myself, I'm the only person on the stage that does not have at least one degree in music. So we have classically trained musicians, we have cross-trained musicians, and basically what we're trying to illustrate is that here, across in Europe also, but mainly here in America, there are a lot of opportunities that are not afforded to our degreed and classically trained musicians. And we're still fighting for that right now. We're lucky enough to here in Houston have the support of our local 65699, which is our local musicians union. They are actually sponsoring this event today also. Yes. Little backstory on that. So the reason it's 65699 is, of course, prior to the 1964 Civil Rights Act, we had separate labor unions. Of course, after that, that was outlawed. Here in Houston, the local musicians union, I think they call it a colored musicians union, was called 699. Legendary killer musicians in 699. So 699, this is according to our Secretary Treasurer of the union right now, 699 was so strong that they were merged with 655 instead of absorbed, because most of your Black unions, musicians union, all kind of labor unions were actually absorbed after the 64 Civil Rights Act. But the ones that were strong enough at least wound up doing a merge. So that's why we have 65699. Now, as far as the music that's going to be played today, we wanted to illustrate historically how Black music has affected the development of American culture. We have, the orchestral, classical structure from Europe. We have our heavy drums and rhythm from Africa. And jazz is the only original American music art form. And classic R&B, of course, is derived from jazz. So you had your Delta blues, your jazz, and then of course, classic R&B, also of course, rock and roll, all derived from Black American culture. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I'm not gonna introduce every song. I'm gonna let you figure out what those songs are for themselves, but I can tell you that we had some prolific writers, arrangers, and composers, and people know their name, but they just didn't realize what was really put into the music while they were in the studio. So I know, like a lot of people, especially if they're not musicians or vocalists, they're focusing on the words and the lyrics, but what H-Town likes to demonstrate, because you can actually watch it in real time, is everything that was happening in the background while you were in the studio. And I hope you'll really enjoy it and get an understanding of how much has been contributed by some of your famous, most beloved Black artists of our time. Thank you. y'all. Y'all already know who that was. I forgot to tell y'all to be welcome to sing along.
Okay.
Sir Marvin's words were so prolific. That's kind of why we're up here today, because you're focusing so much on what he was saying, because what he was saying then rings true now, obviously. So to just hear what else, the other chambers of creativity that he had. So I forgot to tell you, this is not a formal concert. We're just gonna have a good time and talk a little bit and chop it up about what's going on with the music and what was going on in the music when y'all were coming up, and why this music is coming back into style even right now. So I'm gonna let you figure out the next one. Also, not for today, but because Curtis Mr. Curtis actually deserves his own show. Yeah. We're talking about soundtracks from the blaxploitation era. I mean, that's just a whole nother thing. Singing the song. That's all we were trying to just do today. That call and response that you heard between the various wind sections, y'all know where that came from. The old, let's start with what we call the old ring shout. The ring shout from our ancestors, and that call and response. They took that and they put it into popular music. This next number, same thing. You got to know who it is, because he and his group are local heroes. Actually, from 5th Ward, went to TSU.
There's no place I can go.